Entrepreneurship and Innovation Management. Farm Fresh Berhad, an entrepreneurial venture in Malaysia's dairy industry. Group members, Kamar Ahsan A. El Manakam, Nadia binti Solahuddin, Farah Wahida binti Anwar, Nadzira binti Mod Saidi, Bavayan A. P. Tharnapalan.
The content of our presentation will consist of introduction, market opportunity and competitive landscape analysis, business model evaluation, innovative strategy assessment, challenges and risk analysis, and last but not least, the recommendations that we would like to propose to FarmFresh.
Everyone, today I'll be talking about FarmFresh, a Malaysian company that started in 2010. Their goal was simple: to give Malaysian fresh natural dairy product made locally. Now they are one of the most well-known dairy brands in country. What makes FarmFresh their farm-to-fridge concept? They manage everything from raising cows to delivering milk. So the milk reaches customer within 48 hours. They don't use imported or powdered meat, and they keep processing to a minimum to keep it fresh and natural. They also keep up with what people want. FarmFresh offer lactose-free milk, plant-based options like soy and almond milk, and low-fat yogurt drinks. They always look for healthier choices while staying true to their focus on quality and freshness. Their success comes from strong teamwork. The founders lead the big ideas, local farmers supply fresh milk and get fair support, and customers help shape new product. Retail store and online platform help them grow. Even the government support them with food safety rules and local farming effort. FarmFresh is not just about making money. They want to help Malaysia rely less on imported dairy, support local farmers, and encourage healthy eating. They also care about the environment by using reusable packaging and reducing waste. When FarmFresh started, the most Malaysians did not really trust local dairy, but with their focus on freshness and local support, they changed people's minds. Now, they are a great example of what local business can do with patient and smart idea. In the end, FarmFresh showed that a local company can succeed by staying true to its value, being fresh, innovative, and responsible. Let's move to the next slide. Market opportunity. Malaysian dairy product is changing fast. More people now want healthier, natural, and locally made product. Consumers are also more aware of what they eat, so the demand for fresh dairy is growing. FarmFresh saw this change early and adapted well. They offer preservative-free milk and unique product like Kuma milk, which combine fresh milk with real dates, appealing to both health trend and local taste. Their grass-to-glass model means they control everything from cow farming to product delivery. This helps them deliver fresh meat quickly while keeping costs low and quality high. FarmFresh also has a strong distribution network. They're available in big supermarkets, through home dealers, and even small convenience stores, making them easy to find everywhere in Malaysia. They face strong competition from big international brands like Dutch Lady and Good Day, but FarmFresh stand out by focusing on local sourcing, product innovation, and guaranteed freshness. There's still room to grow. They can add more product to lactose intolerance or plant-based customer, and there's opportunity to expand into nearby countries where demand for fresh dairy is also rising. At the same time, they face some challenges. Malaysian climate can affect cow health and milk supply. Plus, international brands have more money and bigger supply chain. So FarmFresh must keep improving through sustainable farming technology and smart marketing. In summary, FarmFresh is doing a great job keeping up with the market. Their success comes from freshness, innovation, and understanding what Malaysians want. If they keep growing and adapting, they will stay ahead to the competition.
Everyone, I'm Nadia. Let me walk you through why FarmFresh is such a strong business in terms of value, growth, and sustainability. So, FarmFresh offers fresh, preservative-free milk that goes from farm to table in just 48 hours, in which that is super fresh. They also can cater to different lifestyles with plant-based options like oat and soy milk. So it is actually a great option for those who has lactose intolerant or looking for healthy options. This shows they really understand, Farm Fresh understand the needs of the clients. So for the next model evaluation that I found is the channel strategy and customer accessibility, in which they use a multi-channel approach in which they sell in stores, and then they have online platform and also home dealer model. Okay, home dealer model, it actually lets people, often women lah, to sell directly from home. So this not only lowers the cost, but also reach rural area better in terms of reaching people. This is one of the most effective way. So the third point is the customer engagement and brand positioning, in which Farm Fresh, they connects customer through social media, and then farm tours. We can always visit their farm, and also strong local brand story. So this can actually build the trust and loyalty, and in which when customers feel connected to a brand, they are more likely to stick around and stay longer with our brand. So the next point is on the revenue and cost efficiency. So customers, they don't depend on just one product. Their lineup includes flavored milk, plant-based drinks, and exports. Okay. Um, and then, since they can control their own farms and logistic, Farm Fresh can actually keep their cost very low, and also quality, they can keep their quality high, which makes them more competitive and profitable. The next point is on the resources and innovation. Farm Fresh owns farms in Malaysia and also Australia, and the investment on their R&D, research and development, to keep launching new products, okay, innovative. They also collaborate with universities like UPM and many other research agencies, to enhance on the agro-tourism, which adds another income for them. Last but not least is on the strategic partnership with regional growth. They have been working very closely with the government, communities, and also academic institution. We can see it clearly. Farm Fresh collaborations everywhere. So the expansion now into Indonesia and then Philippines prove that they are ready to grow regionally. Plus, they also care about the sustainability, using biogas, solar energy, ethical farming, in line with our campaign on ESG standards. The next point that I would like to highlight and walk through is on the Farm Fresh business viability in three areas, which are on the feasibility, scalability, and also sustainability. In terms of feasibility, Farm Fresh controls its entire process. So from farming to processing to logistics. So this ensures quality, they can cut costs and keep supply steady. They have farms in Malaysia, Australia, in which it can reduce the risk from climate or supply disruptions. And then they also use home dealer model, as I presented just now. So it's feasible. In terms of scalability, the growth potential, okay, Farm Fresh has already expanded to Indonesia and the Philippines, and then they are showing a great significance grow in regionally, yeah, to Indonesia and Philippines. Their diverse products fit different markets, and again, the home dealer model helps to actually scale fast. And then a strong online and digital presence supports rural and urban growth. And then the most important thing, Farm Fresh enable, they will need to manage local regulations. Point is on scalability, in which it focuses on the growth potential. Farm Fresh has already expanded to Indonesia and Philippines. This shows they are actually growing regionally. Their diverse products fit different markets. And again, the home dealer model, as I presented just now, it actually helps to scale fast with low capital. However, there is still a challenge in which they need to manage the local regulations. Philippines, Indonesia, they must always, I know there will be different regulations, and supply chain complexities in which Farm Fresh has need to monitor from time to time. And then in terms of sustainability, the home dealer model also empowers on sustainability, in which its long-term impact. Farm Fresh, they are eco-friendly. They are using biogas and then solar energy and ethical farming in line with ESG goals. the home dealer model also empowers women, and their engagement with UPM on the agro-tourism project supports education and community growth. So throughout COVID-19 pandemic that time, they stay resilient during the pandemic and follow many secular economic practices for long-term impact. So to scale sustainability, there is a challenge in which Farm Fresh need to keep investing in infrastructure and also its compliance to ESG. So in conclusion, Farm Fresh is financially strong, and then in terms of regional, they are scalable and sustainably they are sustainably driven with clear potential and manageable risks.
Thank you. Now, I will walk you through FarmFresh Malaysia's innovation strategy, which has positioned itself as a leader in the dairy farm industry in Malaysia. In this slide, I'll be talking about key innovations and competitive edge strategy of FarmFresh. The first point that I'm going to elaborate is actually on technological advancement. FarmFresh has invested heavily in cutting-edge technology to enhance their efficiency and product quality. Their automated milking system ensure optimal cow health while maximizing their milk production. The next would be intellectual property, IP. FarmFresh has a robust IP strategy holding trademarks for key products like fresh milk and probiotic yogurt. They have patented unique process such as low temperature pasteurization, which preserves the nutrition while ensure the safety of the milk consumption among their consumers. The next would be disruptive potential. FarmFresh is reshaping the industry with its direct-to-consumer subscription model, whereby they can deliver the milk they produce in their farm within 24 hours of milking. So this ensures consistency in delivering fresh products to the customer. Next, they are also introducing plant-based dairy market by leveraging their brand trust to introduce products based on oat or nut that is actually growing in demand at about 8% annually. And the final point I'm going to elaborate is actually on sustainability. FarmFresh closed loop system converts cattle waste into biogas and fertilizer, and this reduces the cost and environmental impact. As Asia's first dairy farm with certified human status, they prioritize animal welfare, aligning with values of eco-conscious consumers. Okay, next I'll be sharing about FarmFresh's next generation growth areas. The first point that I'm going to elaborate is actually on the precision dairy farm. FarmFresh can adopt IoT-enabled collars or ear tags for cows to monitor health metrics like body temperature, activity levels, and rumination patterns in real time. This data, analyzed by AI, can predict illness early, reduce veterinary costs, and improve the milk production by the cow. Why it matters? This is not about efficiency alone, but it's also about ethical farming. Next, I'll be talking about functional dairy products. The global functional dairy product is projected to reach almost 272 billion by the year 2033. And this is actually a figure highlighted by Future Malaysia Insights for the year 2023. So, FarmFresh can capitalize on this by launching products tailored to specific health needs. For example, probiotic yogurts with clinically proven strains for gut health, or lactose-free milk fortified with vitamin D for bone health. Premium products that justify higher price points is actually a new product that can be actually introduced to the market by FarmFresh. Next, smart packaging solution. QR codes on packaging can be linked to a blockchain-based traceability system where the consumers can see the origin of the cow's farm, the milking date, and even carbon footprint, a transparency trend which is booming in the Europe. So we can adopt this to this consumer who demand authenticity and transparency can enjoy the benefit. Next would be the alternative protein development. Whey protein, a byproduct of cheese production, can be repurposed into a high-value supplement, a market that is growing 8% annually in Malaysia. So what FarmFresh can do is actually they can launch maybe a sports nutrient line under a sub-brand. For example, Farm Fresh Protein, targeting gyms and e-commerce platforms. Plant-based dairy alternatives are another avenue, and with their expertise, Farm Fresh could develop oat or almond milk with a clean label, without additives, and leverage the Farm Fresh reputation.
Hi everyone, I am Bhavani. I'm going to present some of the key challenges and risks faced by Farm Fresh Malaysia, along with how the company can tackle them. Let's start with the challenges. First, supply chain disruption. Farm Fresh relies heavily on a tight supply chain from local farms to processing and delivery the milk. So things like climate changes, disease like foot and mouth, or even regional instability can really mess with the productions. And when milk doesn't reach shelves on time, it hurts a lot, not just sales, but also consumers' trust. Next challenge is rising operational cost. Animal feed, fuel, labor, everything's getting more and more expensive nowadays. Plus, they have to meet environmental regulations, which adds more cost. This puts pressures on profits and might even force them to raise prices, which could turn customers away. And then there is a market competition. It's too as a challenges. They are not just up against big names like Dutch Lady and Nestle, but also a new plant-based alternative that are really popular among younger and health-conscious consumers. If Farm Fresh doesn't adapt the risk, it risks losing market shares. Now the question is how they can manage all these things. Next slide, please. First, diversifying supply sources. By working with more farms in different regions, they can avoid being too dependent on one area. That way, even if something goes wrong in one place, they can still keep the milk flowing. Second, using technology to manage cost. Investing in things like IoT and data analytics can help optimize farm operations, cut down on waste, improve energy use, and ultimately save money. And finally, strengthening the brand. Farm Fresh already has a strong image, local, fresh, no preservative. They just need to highlight that more. And by being transparent about their sustainability efforts, they can really connect with eco-conscious consumers and build lasting loyalty. So overall, while the challenges are real, FarmFresh has solid strategies to stay strong and competitive in the long run.
Right. I would like to explain about the recommendations that we are going to suggest for Farm Fresh. So, the strategic recommendations for sustainable growth, it is divided into four. The first one is actually innovation and technology. Second is actually sustainability and circular economy. Third one is actually market and product strategy. And last but not least is talent development. All right. For innovation and technology, we would like to suggest that Farm Fresh adapts smart dairy tech, which use IoT and also AI for efficiency. And second one is actually digital home dealer app, real-time sales and inventory. As we know, milk, it is consumable by everyone, especially for the household. And thirdly is actually risk management dashboard. So it should use data-driven decision making, especially when it comes to new strategy, as data will help them to grow. And for sustainability and circular economy, ESG branding or QR code, virtual tours, digital campaigns is very important for Farm Fresh, especially when it includes about family and how they actually consume the milk. Second, circular practices, biogas, organic fertilizer. This is how Farm Fresh can actually encourage people or community to believe in their product. And the third one is actually academic and startup collaboration, eco packaging, and also dairy R&D. By combining eco packaging, they will actually compress about how Farm Fresh can actually contribute to the climate changes and all that. And moving on to market and product strategy, micro hubs in Asian regional agility, it will actually help Farm Fresh to gain more consumer base according to the demographic. And then functional products, probiotic, plant-based drink. In order to cater for all those, especially those who are lactose intolerant, Farm Fresh should be able to think about other products that involve probiotic and also plant-based drinks, for example, milk from almond and all that. All right. And then the third one is actually localized branding. Culturally adapt products and influencer according to the community that they want to target. Especially, for example, they want Farm Fresh to actually penetrate into Europe market, then they should know what are the culture about the community over there. And then last but not least, for talent development, in order for Farm Fresh to build a strong organization, they should know about structured growth plans, inclusive of mentorship, performance link incentive. If they have a strong organization, talent pipeline, they will sustain their company growth. I think that's it for recommendations.